Hello everyone, this is Tripper, and today we are playing even more Chivalry. I never get tired of this game. It is the epitome of anything and everything I could ever want out of life in general, I think. Sure, why not? Okay, let us see, what shall we do today? No, I'm kidding. I know what we're doing today. We are going to be showing you kind gentlemen and gentlewomen how to use the longsword. Alright, now, the longsword is a beautiful weapon when used properly. It is long as hell. It might as well be a freaking Vanguard weapon because, honestly, it's just so crazy huge. You just gotta... Oh, bonito burrito. Yes, it is quite huge. Let me view a stats page right now. As you can see, compared to all the others, it has the highest reach, the biggest. It has relatively good speed, and the damage is actually quite good. It's kind of the jack-of-all-trades weapon, obviously. It's the first weapon for the night. But often, the first weapon for many of the classes is quite good. Now, I would highly recommend you stab as much as possible, just because it gives you the most distance to work with, alright? It takes full advantage of the reach, and it deals pierce damage, which is good against man-at-arms and archers. You know what, the pierce damage, that's okay. Poke as much as possible, but also overhead. Because the overheading is very fast. And also, the use of a shield is highly recommended. Don't hit too liberally, though. Backtrack when you need to. As you can see, my weapon completely outranges that messer. Completely. He was using the messer. It just completely outranges it. The poking distance is insane. Alright? It's crazy far. Oh, I forgot to mention, I use this weapon the majority of the time with a shield, because alone it's just not very useful against the more aggressive folks. As you can see, this thing relies heavily on range. And I should probably be telling you guys what I'm doing with these stabs. So I'll tell you before the next duel starts. So how I make the most of my stabs. Oh, Zom is quite good. We shall see how this goes. How I make the most out of my stabs, I do this. Many of you have probably seen this. Many of you have probably been killed by this, but you do this. You stab, and then you move to the right and try to poke inwardly. Oh my. You see, this is another thing a shield defends against. There's delayed hammer hitters and feinters. Shields will defend you against delayers and hammer hitters. And after a while, you will just take out all of their stamina. Even though your pokes are easy to predict, they will take out all of your opponent's stamina, and it will keep them at a distance. This is part of the reason you need a shield. I was going to explain that before. Part of the reason you need a shield is that you need to keep them at a distance. So if somebody gets in face hug distance, hold up your shield, but don't use it too liberally. You see, he was trying to feint me out like a pro. You just can't get in range, can't you? And what he can, it's just no use. Oh, well that one hit. Doesn't mean any others will. What are you trying to? What are you trying to do? I don't know what he was trying to do, honestly. Beats me. But as you saw, possibly in that duel, I'm not sure if I did it. I was stabbing and then swerving to get my stab behind their block. It's kind of the same as in my hatchet video before, except this time it's much more direct, right? They block directly here, and then like that. Alright, now this is going to be very easy. I like having these verbal bouts with people. Man-at-Arms is going to be the class you want to use that shield against most. Oh, where do you think you're going? What do you... Oh, he's one of these guys. Actually, I don't really know what one of these guys would classify as. What the... I don't know how he missed. Ooh. Gotta keep that distance up. As you can see, I'm not doing it. And watch your stamina, because getting all those hits on your shield, as well as all the strikes in with your longsword, that is going to take up your stamina. Let me try to do this thing. You see? It worked. It worked. That was probably the best example of it happening. That is the other best example. Alright, so as you saw, the best way to make it happen, good fight happening, is to jump and swerve, right? But if they do not let you jump, as some people won't, some people are just immune to that kind of shit. They will not let you jump without hitting you first. You're going to have to do a quick swerve. You're going to have to move your mouse very fast. Oh, I think he's kind of given up. Only people... No offense to anyone who uses this weapon seriously, but that axe is just kind of silly. Get in reactive, buddy. Don't become a reactive blocker like him. He just... Oh, it gave me the perfect view. Ah, yes. Don't be a reactive blocker. Alrighty. Okay. So... Okay. Whoopee. These guys... I love fighting Vanguards with this weapon, because it has very similar distance to many of their weapons, and they just kind of can't believe that it has the distance that it has. Uh-oh. Reactive blocker. With long-range weapons, reactive blockers are too easy. Alright? And I'm not trying to offend anyone who is a reactive blocker. Alright? I'm just trying to teach you guys. Don't be a reactive blocker. Okay? Reactive blockers are blockers who will just block inadvertently, right? If you are a reactive blocker, a good way to sort of get out of the habit... Oh, gosh. He knows his hammer's distance. I think I beat him in the first round, though. Overheads can only do so much good. Oh, God. You see, I underestimated him for a moment. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't underestimate people. I have a habit of doing that a lot, because if I'm on a winning streak like I am now, then you kind of get cocky. It's alright. It happens to the best of us. So, as I was saying, oh, good. Oh, I didn't do that. I didn't even press the button. As I was saying, the best way to train to not be a reactive blocker... Oh, that was easier than I thought. The best way to train to not be a reactive blocker is to use a shield for a time, alright? Then you don't even have to worry about blocking. If you think they're going to hit you, just hold it up forever. Unless they kick you. In which case, don't do that. I don't really have any... Don't block, like, too often, right? As you can see what I'm doing, I'm sort of stabbing off to the side. Oh, come on, Jimmy. You know you want some of this love. Reactive, mother effing blockers. Too many of them on today. Too many. Don't be a reactive blocker, guys. Alright, this video has now become a reactive blocking video. I need to get off that topic. Okay, so the longsword. Let's get back to that. Its stabs are super good. You want to use those the most. Overheads are your other good blow. I shouldn't even be using slashes. Slashes are your weakest attack with this weapon. Alright? The main strategy for this weapon is your poke. Alright? You need to get that poke down. Because you can trade. Trade refers to trading blows with an opponent. Cat and dog Tato. Let cat beat dog Tato. Oh, perfect. the main strategy for this kind of weapon is either feinting or just general comboing. Huh. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. Ooh, the good thing is, he can't. Uh-oh! He knows my habits! He knew my habits. Okay. Now, since I've told you what it can do, I'm going to tell you what it can't do. The longsword is not good against fast, as well as moderately long weapons, like that broadsword that he's using. The broadsword is the perfect counter option against this weapon. Alright, now I'm going to try to counter it, but don't get on my case if I don't. Oh, there we go. Okay, as you saw, he was giving me way too much distance. Had he gone in for the kill, I would have ran out of stamina and he would have killed me. If you give a person with a longsword distance, they will get you. You will pay for it, okay? So the thing about the longsword, you need to keep them at a distance, right? The first time he killed me was because he was very aggressive. It was good. He was getting scared the second time. My weapon does more damage at least. No, 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 no. Fuck. Very good combo. Now that was just pure skill that he beat me. All right, he knew how to duck perfectly. Okay, now ducking is another thing that the longsword cannot do well. Because the stab is the main tactic of the longsword. Let me give him a good duel. Because the stabbing is the main tactic of the longsword, ducking is a very good anti-tactic. Okay, it's a good tactic to use against it. Now this man has made a mistake. He's not using a shield, which is probably going to open him up to some reactive blocking, as well as some silly slashes that he should not be doing. Oh, feint. No, not working. Reactive, mother effing blocking. You see, even with that overhead, the distance is insane. Can't have it. Sorry. Just can't have it. So, yeah. Don't not use the shield with this weapon. That is just my personal suggestion. If you think you can live without it, as you saw with me against Dog Tato, I beat him 1 out of the 3 rounds because he was getting overactive with his kicks, which is the only way to really go against a shield. Okay, that was not smart. Don't try to trade blows, even if you are a knight. Don't trade blows on purpose. You see, this is just so hard to block. That epic stab going on, man. Alright, give me one more duel. Play. Man. Yeah, Kenthar is doing mediocre. Whatever. I think I just about went over everything. So, it is good as long... The weapon is good as long as you use its stabs effectively. Oh my. You see, I said it should be a Vanguard weapon, but it doesn't outdistance any of them. Sadly. Anyway, it is very good as long as you use the stabbing strategy well enough. Come on, reactive blocker. Guys, please don't be a reactive blocker. Okay. It is good as long as you use the stabs and the overheads as last hits or just straight up damage dealers. The slashes are not that good except for just speed hitting, right? Or drags. Because the weapon's fast enough as it is for the most part. Now, What else did I want to get into? Oh yeah, what it can't do. Oh yeah, sorry. It is also only good if you are able to keep your enemy at a distance. Okay? Oh, I thought I'd hit you in the leg. Damn it. I don't like trading. Anyway, it is good as long as you keep them at a distance, you use the stabs and overheads correctly. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Almost. So close to death. I think I can get him, though. Yeah, I got him. Almost had me, too. Got your head on the down low. Alright, that was gorgeous. 8 and 1, not bad. I like it. But the point is, let me finish what I was saying. The weapon is good. The longsword and shield is a good combination as long as you use distance to your advantage, keep a distance with your enemy equal to the active distance of the longsword. As in, the amount of distance that you can hit them. Alright, you need to use stabs effectively, overheads effectively, more stabs though, because stabs you can do the swerve and strike, and the jump swerve strike, as you saw. And then, as long as you use your shield effectively, which isn't that hard to do as long as the opponent isn't very skilled, but if they are skilled, you have to be ready to use that shield effectively, rather than just willy-nilly, okay? So the things it can't do, it cannot counter fast, moderately long weapons like the broadsword, okay, or the Vanguard's Claymore. The Vanguard's Claymore could have destroyed me, alright, if he had used it effectively. Vanguard's Claymore versus Longsword, Claymore wins, right? He just didn't use it correctly. The best way to beat those people, and it's very hard to do it, but the best way to beat them is to use your distance. Only your distance. Don't try to get up close at all, or they will make you pay for it, because their weapon is faster than yours. You got to remember that. Unless you've got crazy feint block skills or whatever. I don't have that shit. We don't got none of that shit in my house. We don't got none of it. So anyway, it's not very good against moderately fast, moderately long weapons. The weapon has to be fast, like the Claymore or the broadsword. Those are good examples of anti-weapons to the longsword. And I think that's about everything I can tell you. So let me just give you a public service announcement about reactive blocking, because I haven't told you enough about it already. So guys, please don't reactive block. I'm begging you. Don't do it. It's just, I don't like seeing it, because it makes me cringe a little right after I take their head off. Apparently nobody won the most duels. Well, that's nice. I won the second most duels. Hey, that's great. But anyway, don't reactive block, please. The best way to not reactive block is just play more duels. Play more anything, actually. Just learn how people strike. Learn what it looks like when they attack, and only block when that happens. Don't block just to block, okay? Unless they're face hug distance and you know they're going to hit you in their face unless you do. So, I hope you taught you guys something about the longsword and the shield, and about reactive blocking, for that matter. And like, favorite, and subscribe if you enjoy the video. I shall see you guys later. Good day.